a black woman who was a Democrat, having worked in that body, the EEOC, that's charged in many ways with enforcing the laws and making sure that we do something about this race question so that it doesn't, to the Congresswoman's brilliant point, so that it doesn't become the issue of the 22nd century as well. The person charged with that job is with us this morning. Her name again is Naomi Churchill. She happens not to be a black female Democrat, but a black female Republican. Same job, as you recall, that Clarence Thomas once had, running the EEOC, before he went on to become a federal judge and now on the Supreme Court. I raise that because I want to, again, put some context to this and ask how it is now, with all that America is celebrating on the surface about diversity, on the surface celebrating about inclusion, that at the real level, at the street level, we start to make sure that what Du Bois talked about does not, to her point, remain modus operandi for an endless amount of time.
Thank you, Tavis. Good morning. I want to say how really pleased I am to be here. Last night, Tavis spoke of several Republicans over time that he has invited to participate in forums like this, and they didn't show. So I wanted to make sure that I showed up. And I want to tell you that being sandwiched between my delegate, a speaker like a professor I wish I'd had 25 years ago when I was in college, my hero, the Reverend, and being probably the only person in this entire auditorium that's associated with the Bush administration. I am feeling very, very insecure right now. But let me say this. Race remains in America, sadly, an issue in the 21st century. The only thing that's happened really, at least as far as employment, and that's my area of expertise, is that the methods of discriminating and differentiating based on race and color change as our society changes. There is probably no employer in America that would have want ads today that says no blacks need apply or no women need apply. But what we find at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission at the beginning of the 21st century is employers using things like video resumes. So you send in your little CD and the Human Resource Department gets to see immediately if you're black, white, have a disability, or whatever. We also find that employers use personality and behavior tests for jobs that we're convinced there is no job necessity for that kind of test. We find in the 21st century that there are proxies for race, credit scores, arrest and conviction records, over-credentialing jobs. So at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, even though more than 20 years exists between Delegate Norton and myself, the job remains much as it was years ago when she was there. I want to share with you some real-life examples because some of my fellow panelists this morning have the luxury of being able to step back and think theoretically over time about this. I don't. I go into work every day and deal with the charges and allegations of discrimination filed by real people. Chances are, given the size of this audience, there's someone sitting in this audience today who has filed a complaint of race discrimination with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Sitting in the 21st century, listen to this. These are real, not theoretical. A grocery store in Phoenix, Arizona in 2006. Black and Hispanic employees faced racist graffiti, drawings and SWAT stickers, nooses, and threats of violence. A furniture store in Charlotte, manufacturing plant, black employees subjected to nooses, racial slurs, derogatory jokes. A transportation company in Chicago, racially hostile work environment for African American employees, which included a display of nooses. You'll notice that it's north, south, east, and west. No area of our country is immune. The fact of the matter is, every place that white people went in and enslaved or colonized an indigenous people, issues of race and color exist, and I believe will continue to do so. It's true in America, it's true in Brazil, it's true in Cuba, that the human heart can sink to such dark places that it will continue to find ways to distinguish between individuals based on race or color. I join with Delegate Norton in saying we should not allow it in the 21st century. But as this community goes to the polls this election cycle, keep these things in mind. No president, to my knowledge, has given the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission all that it needs to do the job that it's charged with doing. No administration, to my knowledge, has done that. When we opened our doors in 1965, we had enough appropriated funds to handle 3,000 allegations of discrimination. At the end of that first year, 10,000 people had come in to see us, and our budget has never kept pace. If accountability is something that we should be concerned with in this election cycle, keep this in mind. To my knowledge, Delegate Norton, who held my job more than 20 years ago, was the last chair of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission that could pick up the phone and get the President of the United States on the telephone and explain what the issues were. A lot of presidents have held high office between when Delegate Norton did the job that I currently do today. So we have to be vigilant.
Thank you.